What's up guys, it's UMB Universe, and this is going to be yet another death battle reaction. I'm happy that I'm able to get to these relatively soon, and this is a special one because this is going to be their first live action death battle. Now, if you've been on my channel long enough, you know that I've been reacting to this thing called Super Pirate Beatdown. Don't know why I have not gotten back into that yet, but that's besides the point. The whole point is, I watched a lot of live action, like, hero versus hero type of deals, and I found Super Pirate Beatdown to be one of the best, like, showcasing of effects and, you know, power output for these characters. Even so much as Darth Maul versus Spider-Man. Like, those matchups are just out of nowhere, but also still fun to watch. Now, this one, I'm going to admit, I'm going to probably judge a little bit about how their first live-action death battle is, or maybe they had help with the Power of Super Pirate Beat. I have no idea. Like the conception of this. Maybe they'll talk about it more when they talk about Death Battle Cast. Either way, I'm excited for it, and the combatants are relatively interesting. One I know very well, the other not so much. One being obvious, the other one being kind of like, okay. Nightwing versus Daredevil. Now, to put my own little spin on things and how I believe this is gonna go down, I'm rooting for Nightwing mostly because of popularity for me, and how much I don't know much about Daredevil. The only things I know about Daredevil is what I got to see whenever I played Spider-Man, like any Spider-Man game that mentioned him, and through hearsay of his show. And I don't know if this is real or not, but they told me that Stan Lee once said that his sonar sense, or whatever sense he has since he's blind, is better than Spider-Man's spider sense. But that makes sense, since the spider sense is just say, hey, there's danger around you. Look for it and dodge accordingly. While the sonar sense seems to be, he sees everything. He's kind of like the Byakugan user in Naruto kind of thing. So that makes sense. However, you can negate that sense if you somehow disrupt his other senses that isn't, you know, obviously seeing. So if you disrupt, like, his hearing, how he can't touch things, or something like that, it'll be easier to counteract that. Unlike the spider sense, whose main drawback is it can't detect venom. And there's probably another weakness to it besides the fact that it's just a vague detection of danger. And yeah, that's about it. So I'm rooting for Nightwing, mostly because he's part of my childhood. Gotta root for him, regardless of even if I knew more about Daredevil. And I just also believe Nightwing can find a way. He's a tactician, man. I don't know how big of a tactician Daredevil is, but I believe Nightwing can one-up him in this. So, let's get started. 3, 2, 1 now.
Hey everybody, want to let you know we have an all-new Death Battle tee. If you guys like the way it looks and you want to pick one up, just click the link in the description below.
Japanese.
It's beautiful.
Not awkward whatsoever. Oh man, this is I'm excited, and this is a 20-minute one, so it's gonna be a good battle.
Superhumans can fly through the sky or lift buildings over their head,
which makes no sense scientifically, but what? Okay.
Mere mortal to stand out from the crowd.
But these guys have it covered.
Nightwing, the original protege of Batman.
The
And
one that
Daredevil,
succeeded.
Marvel's man without
And
fear.
my
He
personal
waves
favorite,
a
Robin.
boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Come on, Dick, you got it.
In modern times, the questionable whimsies of the circus are all but dead.
And good riddance, because the world doesn't need any more clowns.
Yet in its heyday, few performances could top the trapeze mastery of the Flying Graysons.
Well, until a mobster cut their cord on life short. Literally.
But they had a son, young yet just as talented as them. Orphaned and alone, all seemed hopeless for Dick Grayson.
Yeah.
Until he scored the coolest foster dad in the friggin' universe. The goddamn Batman.
And
Until you get to the Teen Titans show that they're planning on putting out, and apparently Dick Grayson is just a dick.
Superhero. He was Robin.
For some reason. They better have a good reason for it.
You got knocked the f out, man!
Robin spent many years.
Context to
kicking
that
bad guys
actually makes
around the
sense,
back
unlike
alleys
what
of
context
Gotham
I have
City
for the
with
Teen
his
Titans
dad.
show.
Who could forget the time he crushed Blockbuster under a truck, or when he whipped out that shark repellent? Never leave home without it, kids.
I mean, come
Then
on.
Batman suddenly realized, you know what? bringing kids into battle is actually a bad idea.
But he does it more.
So
But he does it
fired
way more times than you
them,
willing to
promptly
believe.
forgot this little revelation.
Time to update the resume, Batman.
Jason
Probably
Todd.
for the best, though.
Oh,
I
poor
mean,
Jason.
Come on, the kid didn't even have a proper pair of pants. What's your problem, Bruce?
Are you fucking serious?
The mouth on this one.
Actually, it was for the best, though not in the way Batman hoped. Inspired by a story of an ancient Kryptonian superhero, Dick took to the streets by himself with a brand new uniform and a brand new name. From then on, he would be known as Nightwing.
It all depends on which continuity you're going with when it comes to Nightwing. I like the Nightwing that, you know, just like, hey, I'm done being your sidekick. I'm gonna be my own hero.
Machine. With expertise in taekwondo, ninjutsu, aikido, and a bunch of other styles, Nightwing is one of the finest martial artists in comic book history.
No doubt helped by his world-class acrobatic skills.
Oh, yeah.
He is
That definitely
one of only
helps.
3 people on Earth who are capable of performing a quadruple flip.
Whoa!
Between the fancy schooling he got at Hudson U and being a founding member of the Teen Titans, he's got brains and brawn, plus a whole lot of weapons.
Nightwing's suit is lightweight, bulletproof, and makes virtually no sound when moving. The
This
blue
is
colors
awesome.
even turn black while in the dark. His mask features a holographic UI, complete with night vision and a spectral analyzer.
He's rocking utility belts on his wrists and ankles full of lockpicks, smoke pellets, and staples that are so strong they can support the weight of a freaking helicopter.
Alright.
He also carries a rebreather, grapple gun, and wingdings.
Wingdings.
Alien font on the sheets? Oh, I'll figure out your secret one day, Wingdings.
No, more like the Batarangs,
Oh.
or thrown shurikens. The standard wingdings are extremely sharp, but he also carries dulled, ultrasonic, and explosive variants.
But let's get to the good stuff, like his 2 screaming sticks
Eskrima sticks.
that are great for beating the shit out of people.
And electrocuting
And
them.
they'll be pretty shocked when they find out Nightwing has wired them with 50,000 volt tasers.
Despite their fallout,
Always awesome.
Nightwing clearly remains inspired by the gadgets and skills of his baddie mentor, and he's put them to good use.
He's strong enough to punch people through solid walls and smash through a sheet of ice from underwater and hold back the 19,000 pounds per square inch bite force of an orca.
Yeesh.
And while breaking a car window doesn't sound impressive, Nightwing's done so while the car was underwater, and therefore pressurized. To pull this off, he needed to impact the glass with over 24,000 pounds per square inch.
He's quick
All
enough
right.
to dodge point-blank gunfire. skilled
Most-
enough to leap
mo-
through a city
most
on
iterations of
fire,
Batman and Robin can do
dumb
that.
enough to survive falling off a building.
Generally, any unsafe
Oh.
landing over 21 feet is guaranteed to break bones.
Oh.
And Nightwing dropped 140 feet onto his butt. And he was and we've all fallen on our tailbone.
Oh.
That shit sucks.
At one point, Nightwing spent 96
There's
hours
so much
patrolling
pain in the
streets
world.
looking for the criminal mastermind Two-Face, and an additional 5 or more hours collecting evidence. A 2010 study on sleep deprivation noted that 72 hours without sleep leads to a number of horrendous side effects, including hallucinations.
But when
I may
it
have
was
very
time
not
to
have
leap
experienced one of
between
those
blimps
in my life.
2 feet in the air and give Two-Face the beatdown he deserved, you couldn't even tell Nightwing was in desperate need of a nap. And don't forget, he was trained by the #1 detective in the world. He's good enough to solve a kidnapping with a single look at the scene of a crime.
Even more impressive,
Second
he was
greatest
performing
detective, as they say.
skydive at 930 miles per hour, which took all of 15 minutes. That puts his starting position around 25 miles high and free falling faster than the speed of sound.
Alright.
For reference, real-life Austrian athlete Felix Baumgartner performed
I remember
a
seeing
similar
this.
great leap from 24 miles up, hitting a maximum speed over 800 miles per hour. To pull this off, he needed a specialized suit to protect him from the extreme cold, unfiltered sunlight, and lack of oxygen. One mistaken movement could have put him into a rapid spin, rendering him unconscious and causing his blood to boil.
Ooh.
And Nightwing just did it without any
Look at that smile. It's like, man, I could do that every day.
His fair share of losses.
Of course.
His scarred body is proof of that.
And eventually, him
Huh.
and Bats finally made up. He even took up the cowl himself when Batman was out for a while. Nightwing is one superhero who will always come out on top, along with his partners, Jim and Juan.
What?
What?
I mean, it's right here in the intern's notes. Who's Jim and Juan?
Alright.
That's the names these ladies gave his butt cheeks.
Oh.
Oh, well,
Oh, okay.
guess you can't argue with the ass on that dick.
Okay.
Robin?
Good job.
I haven't used that name in a
First time ever seen Nightwing in my entire life.
Call me Nightwing.
Thank you, Teen Titans. Still my childhood.
Before he became the man without fear, Matthew Murdock was the son of a professional boxer named Battling Jack.
Okay.
Sounds like a
So I'm gonna learn a
plan.
lot about
But
Daredevil
Jack
right now. I have
got
absolutely no clue
because
about
it
this
was
character.
the only thing he was good at, and he needed money to get his kid through school so that little Matt would have a better life than he did. Oh, what a good dad. He's punching people for his kid.
Matt still trained in secret with his father's exercise equipment, molding himself into a powerful fighter and an expert acrobat. This new athletic
Acrobats.
ability would come in handy when he witnessed a blind man walking right in front of a speeding truck.
Feeling especially heroic that day, Matt dove in to push the guy to safety, but the truck crashed, sending some weird acid stuff flying all over Matt's face.
From that day forward, Matt was permanently blind.
How ironic. I saved a blind man, and now I'm blind myself. Oh
Still,
God,
Matt
who
didn't
are
give
you?
up on the dream his father wanted. He earned his degree with flying colors and founded a law firm with his friend Foggy Nelson. Things were actually looking up for him.
That's so ironic.
Except for when his dad was killed by a mobster for ruining a rigged boxing match. Because you can't be a superhero unless you've lost your parents.
Apparently.
Matt was distraught. His world had come crashing down around him, and he couldn't even see it happen. But he could hear it, smell it, feel it.
Every other
Turns
sense.
out that radioactive goop didn't just blind Matt, it gave him superpowers.
Because why not?
So he dressed up like the devil himself and literally scared the mobster to death.
Wow.
And so, Daredevil was born.
That's one good origin as to why you wear your suit.
Many blind people, particularly those born with it, experience a rewriting of the body
Stanley.
their other senses, somewhat making up for their lack of sight.
Something similar happened to Daredevil, except like 100 times greater.
His touch became so sensitive, he can tell when a person is close to him simply from the disturbance in the air. His ears can pick up the faintest of sounds, from the slightest movement of an enemy to the rising heartbeat of someone who's lying. His taste can detect each separate ingredient in any recipe, including poisons, and his nose can track you down like a bloodhound.
Jeez.
Who needs eyes when you can sense?
Yeah, this is gonna be something that's gonna be hard to counter, but he has to try.
He uses blind powers as well as he does without the training under a super secret warrior named Stick. No
Yeah,
relation.
stick.
Stick's help, Matt mastered several fighting styles, including ninjutsu, Krav Maga, and Kung Fu.
And get this, Stick had basically the same blind powers as Daredevil.
Whoa. Silk sheets.
Thanks to
Okay.
him, Matt learned how to hone his senses, to know and maneuver through his surroundings even better than those with working eyes. He also learned how to tap into something called an atom-induced radar sense.
Like the
Okay.
thing that bats do when they bounce sound around to see in the dark or whatever.
Sort of.
Okay,
That's
but like
sonar or echolocation.
but highly
He can use it
advanced.
too. But thanks to his radioactive origins, Daredevil can actually emit electromagnetic energy waves from his body, which bounce off objects in his vicinity, painting a picture of his surroundings in his head.
So it's kinda
This
like,
means he
it's
doesn't
kinda like
need
Toph,
sound to find and take
except-
out opponents.
So he's got a ton
Better?
of ways to make up for his eye problem, but he's also got some awesome gear to help him take out the bad guys. Like his devil suit that's bulletproof.
I could see another reason why they put them together. This guy has 2 sticks, that guy has 2
He forgets
sticks.
to prep for a Halloween party.
For combat, he built a versatile weapon out of his most innocuous possession, a walking cane.
Yes.
By day, he's a feeble blind man slowly tapping across the road. But by night, he whips out the horns and snaps his cane into a high-tech billy club.
The club houses a cable, hidden blades, a recording device,
Up.
and exploding pellets.
It's like a utility belt for Daredevil, but it's also a
Where do I
stick.
get one of these? You don't have to be blind, right?
No, but you shouldn't. You already destroy everything without a super.
I want DD to be in Death Battle.
Practice to throw it as well as he does. You know how Captain America tosses his shield all over the place and it always seems to come back to him? Well, Daredevil does the exact same thing. And he can throw it hard enough to bust concrete.
Okay.
He's super strong. He can lift a 400-pound barbell and chuck it as fast as when I toss a beer away if it's time for a new one.
He's quick enough to deflect bullets with his billy club, and skilled enough to bounce one back so it killed the man who fired it in the first place.
That's always epic.
That guy wasn't expecting that. It looks like he's firing a Glock, which has a muzzle speed of about 1,200 feet per second.
At just 20 feet away, Daredevil had to react within 17 milliseconds to avoid getting hit. And while he couldn't survive a shot to the head, he's powered through a heck of a lot when compared to the average human.
He's survived zaps from Electro.
Huh.
His power can burn through metal. He's fallen multiple stories and walked away. powered through a napalm explosion, and been hit by a 5-foot bar swung by the Ox, who can tear through metal cages and lift more than 800 pounds.
Not necessarily on the highest tier of strength, but definitely impressive.
But his super senses are also his biggest weakness.
They may give him way more field awareness than most anybody else, but if his opponent knows how his powers work, they can overload his senses with an extremely loud noise or a really bad smell.
Don't mess with the Punisher.
If you had a truckload of screaming skunks you could throw at him, that'd probably work great.
But even with those weaknesses, Daredevil is a fearsome foe for anyone who would face him, even if he can't see them.
He even managed to balance his life of law and the crime fighting, and became a huge success on his own. Papa Boxer would be proud.
I bet he would.
Gonna kill you!
What's your badass line?
Take your shot.
Yeah, good enough. I give it an 8.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But first, you need to treat your senses to Blue Apron.
DG versus
By
DG.
now,
Alright.
you've probably heard
Okay,
of
I'm not one for ads, but it's kind of weird how they ditch the skip that they do when they're saying the ad and just keeping it on a screen and it's slowly going into the Blue Apron thing. That's kind of awkward, but alright. Their decisions, I can't judge. Yeah.
I know you're there. You can leave now, or I can drag you out. It's your choice.
Well, stealth is not going to be that great.
Shaking in my boots, especially looking at the Prince of Darkness.
Ha!
But that case over there is part of an investigation I've been working, so why don't you hand it over, and I'll get out of your horns. Is that a no, then?
I guess that's a no. Alright, just gotta go right in there. Okay, at least it was more of a setup than other battles. To see without seeing. Now, plot twist, they actually did get a real blind man to do this. I like the choreography so far, it's really believable. Oh, nice. Ooh. Yeah, you're gonna have to recover from that, buddy. Oh, that's amazing. I love it when people can do that. Well. How honorable.
What are you?
How honorable.
Better.
Coming from the guy who just had his arm get broken. Dislocated, I guess. Oh! Now we're even, in a sense. Oh.
I wish I could see the look on your face.
Me too.
Of course. It's called ingenuity and being prepared. And power glove.
See you in hell.
Oh, come on, that's harsh, Dick. What, you think you're going to hell?
What the? Was that live action? We can do that now?
Apparently.
This was possibly one of our closest matchups to date. Despite lacking a true superhuman physique, both Nightwing and Daredevil were extremely skilled and deadly fighters.
Definitely.
When it came to overpowering each other, they were pretty dead even. Sure, based on their previous feats, we can tell that Nightwing seemed a little stronger and more acrobatic, and Daredevil seemed a little quicker to react.
But these differences were extremely minimal. It's actually feasible that these two could pull off almost all the exact same feats.
Keyword being almost.
Right, with such similar physical abilities, this really came down to their arsenal. Nightwing's gadgets and Daredevil's superpowers.
Yeah.
At first glance, these could simply counter each other, making this match completely even again. For example, both could take advantage of the dark with night vision or super senses, but only one set was perfectly suited to actively disrupt the other.
Remember Nightwing's scanning mask? There's no way he couldn't notice those electro waves Daredevil's radar sense was sending everywhere. Even Mr. Magoo could have figured out something was weird here, let alone the guy trained by freaking Batman. You know, the greatest detective in the world.
Second,
Through a little
on
hand
his
and
case.
action, Nightwing was certainly clever enough to recognize Daredevil's reliance to sound over sight, and had the perfect counter weapon. The ultrasonic wingding.
Look, I'm sure there were several possible scenarios where Daredevil could have pulled off the win, but more times than not, Nightwing takes this thanks to his athletic skill, detective training, and high-tech gadgets. All he had to do was dare to wing it.
Good job. Good job on that one. I'm actually impressed on that one. I judge only because I care. People seem to take it a little too seriously when I judge his end puns, but it's a joke, guys. Come on. A classic match, huh? With new rules.
Let's go.
Mario and Sonic. Alright.
Oh, this thing came off the camera when I was setting it up.
Are you telling me every single time you've set up the camera, you've never taken the cap off?
Yeah, you know, greatness. So Mario vs. Sonic is going to be their 100th death battle.
Episode, and thanks to Ismahawk for that awesome live action fight.
Well, okay.
Plus, we got a new
Ismahawk,
t-shirt.
okay.
Hey, if you guys want to pick one up, just click that shop now button right
I'll
over
look
there.
Ismahawk up. Okay. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm collecting my thoughts and making sure I get this up. Alright. What to talk about, really? I'm happy that Nightwing won. I guess that's just immediately what I have to say. Yeah, they did seem pretty equal in a lot of terms when I was looking at both their bios that they were going over. And just like, yeah, this is one of the first times. Well, definitely not one like the first time, but one of the first times I've noticed that when they're giving a person's bio, they seem relatively even. It wasn't anything like on Nightwing's end or anything on Daredevil's end. It had maybe say, man, this is obviously something that's way bigger than that, way bigger than the other. Kind of like what they did with the, not unlike the Gundam versus Optimus Prime battle, where you clearly saw this feat Optimus Prime did, and it did not compare to anything that Gundam did. So it's like, okay. But this one was definitely better. And it was live action, and I have to admit, choreography on that really showcased. And plus, since these were two grounded individuals, mainly using hand-to-hand combat and technology that is easily replicatable, unlike, you know, Superman versus somebody, it was highly believable, and it was great. Good job, Death Battle. Good job on that. Hopefully, later down the line, we get both more 2D, all 2D battles like Samurai Jack versus Afro Samurai, and more live action battles. Happy that this season's been the experimental season. And that's pretty much what makes this really, really good. And also, I see what they're doing. I like how they remade Samus versus Boba Fett. And now it's just like a remake. Like, we're just going to take this old style and put it in a new 3D style. The outcome will not change. We'll give them a little bit more insight, but Samus will still win regardless. That sort of thing. But this one seems like a genuine rematch because they're going to change up the rules. So, what are these rules changes? I have no clue. But the main reason why Mario lost in the last time they fought is because Sonic's natural speed pretty much gave him the upper hand with whatever Mario was gonna do. So I don't know if the new rules are gonna be we're gonna use every single thing, because if I remember correctly, I know it's not like exactly like this, but from what I remember from that battle, it seemed more like Mario from more of the 2D installment games with a slight hint of 3D experience mixed in with Sonic's classic experience with no actual modern take on it. So if the new rules are going to be dependent on like modern Mario and modern Sonic, then I can definitely see that be a better rematch, because I can say modern Mario with the other power-ups, abilities, and maneuverability. Let's say you give Mario Cappy from Odyssey and give Sonic I know they showed the boost, but I don't think Sonic actually used the boost in the actual battle. I need to rewatch it. It has been a long time. But another thing they could give him is just like, you know, other things that he's showcased in Sonic Forces, or maybe like just other things that modern Sonic has shown. So their 100th battle is going to be Mario vs. Sonic. Granted, a long time debated thing when it comes to both rivalry, both in the video game genre and just who could kill each other. It's always been a widely popular thing. I don't know whether or not to say it's more popular than Goku versus Superman, but that's just like, hey, anime versus comics and two video game characters from the same kind of genre. So I'm not gonna debate on that. Well, what we'll say though, this battle was fantastic. Next battle is gonna be interesting because I need to see what they exactly are gonna be doing. It looks like, from the looks of it, they're gonna probably make it 3D. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think they are. That would be like the new rule setup. Hey, now they're both in a 3D format, and not a straight 2D format from the first battle. But hey, and it's also going to be great to see Wiz and Boomstick animated for once, so that's going to be fun as well. Now, yeah, that's pretty much all I really have to say, unless I'm forgetting something, and I might edit it in while I'm doing editing on this video. So, hey, this is Do1B Universe. See you guys next time. Tell me who you're rooting for in forms of the rematch that's going to be Mario versus Sonic, or you think it's going to be a retread of what happened before, and Sonic's just going to win with his natural speed advantage. Or maybe Mario can pull it out. Because when it comes to, like, I remember Mario versus Sonic, Sonic won. Tails versus Luigi, Tails won. Knuckles versus Donkey Kong, but it's not necessarily a Mario character. Donkey Kong has pretty much solidified himself as his own character at this point. So, plus, Knuckles lost. I was hoping for Big the Cat versus Waluigi, but alright, we can have this match. I'm perfectly fine with that. So, yeah, this is Do You Want to Build a Universe. See you guys next time. Bye.